Hi guys, welcome back again to VanZ channel. Today, I'm going to share with you 40 playable Winlator games on Android with sizes under 10 gigabytes. So you can try them out, and most of them are very light. However, keep in mind that not all games can run well with high graphics quality. Therefore, please lower the graphics quality in the in-game settings. Some of the following games also run very well on low-end devices or devices with Mali GPUs. For Mali GPU users like MediaTek, we recommend using the latest Winlator Bionic version, which supports features and enhancements for Mali GPUs. Okay guys, no more talking, let's begin. First, Far Cry 3. As you know, Far Cry 3 is a survival game that currently runs very smoothly on mid to high-end devices. To slightly improve the game's performance, avoid using high graphics quality. 2. This is a very demanding game, and only mid to high-end devices can handle it reasonably well. It also has a relatively small size, around 6.2 gigabytes. 3. Call of Duty World at War. At just 5.6 gigabytes, you can experience this phenomenal game. It can also run with stable performance on mid-range MediaTek or Snapdragon chipsets. 4. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Call of Duty is a popular and widely played series among Winlator users. The game is only 6.6 gigabytes in size, but you might notice a slight difference in size. On Steam, the game measures a total of 9 gigabytes. 5. Metro2033 Redux. Not only does it have interesting gameplay, this game also offers stunning graphics, and its size is also relatively low, with only 7.9 gigabytes out of storage. You can already feel the smoothness of this game when played on Winlator. Sixen Inversion is a third-person shooter that gains some attention for its gravity manipulation mechanic. This game is also very light to play on Winlator, especially on mid-range devices. At under 5 gigabytes in size, it's one of the most storage-friendly games. 7. Prototype 2. With a size under 10 GB, you can play this cool open-world game on your Android device with stable FPS performance at medium graphics quality. 8. Tomb Raider Game of the Year. Not only is this game known for its exciting and challenging adventures that get players adrenaline pumping, it also boasts impressive graphics. The game's size is quite small, yet it runs smoothly. 9. With a relatively small size of around 5 gigabytes, you can play this cool Marvel game very well. It's also one of the lightest games to play on Winlator. 10. Lego Marvel Superheroes. If you're using a mid-range device, you don't need to worry about this game's performance when running on Winlator. You'll get a fairly stable FPS, and it runs very well. 11. Transformers the Game. Based on the 2007 live-action film, is an action game where players choose to fight as either Autobots or Decepticons in 2 separate storylines. With a size of only about 4 gigabytes, this game can run very well. 12. Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed is a game that elicits strong opinions. It's a title that many see as a step in the right direction for the series, with its fast-paced levels and sense of speed. 13. Red Dead Redemption. Yep, you're not mistaken. This is an open-world game with impressive graphics and a relatively small size, under 10 gigabytes. This game also running very well on mid-range devices. 14. Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is a critically acclaimed action role-playing game set in a post-apocalyptic Washington, D.C. It's praised for its expansive open world, engaging storyline, and strong role-playing elements, particularly the karma system. 15. Need for Speed Rivals. This installment in the Need for Speed franchise also plays very well and can run at high graphics quality on mid-range devices. The game is also only 8 gigabytes in size. 16. Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012. Not only is it playable and runs smoothly, but it can also run at high graphics, as long as you play it on a capable device. The game is also only about 8 gigabytes in size. 17. Burnout Paradise Remastered is a high-octane, open-world racing game that offers a thrilling experience of high-speed crashes and chaotic races in the fictional Paradise City. With only 6 gigabytes, now you can play the game smoothly on Winlator. 18. Dead Rising 2 is an open-world game about a zombie apocalypse. It runs smoothly and stably on Winlator without any issues. It's also only 6 gigabytes in size. 19. Bioshock II. For mid to high-end devices, you'll definitely be able to play the game smoothly and stably. Before starting the game, make sure your graphics settings aren't too high. 20. Spec Ops The Line. The game is known for its ability to evoke strong emotions in players, with some experiencing guilt and disgust at their actions within the game. This impact is achieved through the story's psychological depth and the way it challenges players' perceptions of war and violence. 21. Assassin's Creed Rogue. This game offers a unique perspective on the Assassin-Templar conflict by allowing players to experience the story from the Templar side. This game is very light to play on Winlator and has a size of 8.1 gigabytes. Next, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Before playing this game, don't try high graphics if your device isn't capable enough. Lower the graphics settings and play at medium or low resolutions for stable performance. DmC Devil May Cry. This game is quite small, at around 9 gigabytes, considering its stunning graphics. It's not just mid-range devices that can run it. You can also play it on lower-end devices. Next, Fallout New Vegas. For those wondering about the size of this game, yep, this game only has a size of around 7 gigabytes, but has very amazing graphics with quite addictive gameplay. Next, Payday the Heist. The game features intense firefights and requires players to be constantly moving and adapting to changing situations. This game has a size of around 3 gigabytes and is a very playable game to play on Winlator. 26. Left 4 Dead 2. The game is set in the aftermath of a zombie outbreak caused by the green flu, a highly contagious virus that turns people into aggressive, infected creatures. This game has size around 7 gigabytes and also very playable to play on Winlator. Next, Just Cause 2. This is an open-world action-adventure game with a relatively small footprint of just 4 gigabytes. It's highly playable on almost any device, including those with MediaTek processors. Next, Dead Space 1. Compared to the previous list, this game is lighter and can be played on all devices, from low-end to high-end. However, you should make sure to lower the graphics settings in the game for optimal performance. Next, Dead Space 2. This is also a very playable Dead Space series on a Winlator. To run this game at 60 FPS, you can adjust it in the game settings and make sure to lower the graphics quality. Next, Dead Space 3. Finally, all Dead Space games on this list are under 10 gigabytes, except for Dead Space Remake. All the game on this series run very well, especially Dead Space 1 and 2. 31. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. Ground Zeroes introduces an open-world environment, a departure from previous Metal Gear Solid titles, though still on a smaller scale. With only has 2.9 gigabytes in size, you can definitely play this cool game playable. Next, Little Nightmares 2. This game doesn't play well on low-end devices. Little Nightmares 2 only runs smoothly on mid to high-end devices. It's also quite small in size. Next, Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition. The game features a heartfelt story about love, loss, and the enduring power of hope, conveyed through gameplay and environmental storytelling rather than extensive dialogue. Next, Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands. You don't need to worry. This game can certainly run very well on your device because this is one of the games that is very light to play on Winlator with a low size of around 5 gigabytes. Next, Batman Arkham Asylum. This is the Game of the Year edition of the Batman Arkham Universe series. Some of these games run very smoothly, but Asylum remains relatively light and small in size. 36. Battlefield Bad Company 2. The The game emphasizes teamwork, rewarding players for reviving teammates, resupplying them, and working together to achieve objectives. Next, Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z. The game offers a distinct experience from the core Ninja Gaiden series, with its focus on over-the-top action and a comic book aesthetic. This game runs very well and one of my favorite hack-and-slash genre. Next, the Amazing Spiderman 2. Occasionally, you'll encounter graphical bugs in this game that weren't fixed in previous patches. Overall, however, the game runs very well and only works with the Turnip Mesa driver. Next, SpiderMan Web of Shadows. Players can choose to embrace or reject the black suit's power, impacting the story and combat. The gameplay focuses on open-world exploration, web-slinging, and fighting, with a blend of traditional Spider-Man abilities and symbiote-fueled attacks. Final list, Transformers Rise of the Dark Spark. The game itself runs very well, even on a mid-range device. As you can see, the game is very playable without any issues. The game is around 9 gigabytes in size, which is quite commensurate with the graphics. Okay, folks, those are some playable games on Winlator for Android devices under 10 gigabytes. All previously shown gameplay was played on mid-range and high-end devices. Performance of all games played on Winlator may vary depending on your settings, especially the graphics. Most of the games listed above are very light and shouldn't be too difficult to configure in Winlator. Okay, if you think this video useful, don't forget to share it with your friends. And also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to DmC channel. And I will see you in the next episode.